Hello, Oracles. Oh my goodness. We are up 11% on the day today. Tesla rockets up just like this ship behind me here. Unbelievable move on the stock today. Obviously, we had seen, a good number with earnings. Wasn't like a smashing number, but obviously Wall Street liked these numbers and liked this information. Another thing to pay attention to is, how disconnected we were from the entire market and how we should have been trading. So, we're going to dive into some of that and some of what we could potentially see in the future for this year for the stock movement. And we will get into that in just a minute. All right, so here it is up that almost 11%, 10.97% on the day. Massive gap up that we saw. We are now at an RSI of 65.69. We had, let's see here, 234 million shares trading hands, down a little over 0.5% after hours. Not a huge deal here. So, obviously, awesome move on the day. You guys are extremely excited. I apologize. I have not gotten to your comments. We have been doing inventory at work, and I was helping another branch out with theirs. But my goodness, I was reading through some of your guys' excitement. I'm feeling it too. Very exciting to see this. My portfolio is up huge, and I don't even have as many shares as many of you guys. So awesome, awesome move on the day today. And so, looking at some of the other reactions that we are getting out there in the Tesla community, we've got Gary Black coming out. Tesla 2023 Q1 reminds me of 2019 Q4. In 2019, Tesla lagged all year because of Model 3 delays and equity raises. Third quarter volumes missed on 10/2 and Tesla fell 4%. On 10/23, Tesla announced Q3 earnings that beat consensus, plus 12% versus minus 3%. That was when they first became profitable. Tesla rose 17% on 10/24 and another 10% on 10/25. And so today we got 11%. Tomorrow is Friday. Are we going to get a Friday fade or are we going to continue running into the weekend? We will wait and see what tomorrow looks like. So we're looking at both sides of things. On this channel here, I kind of like to look at all things from all different perspectives. So I am extremely excited. You guys know how bullish I am on the stock, especially in the long term. But I do like to take a step back and take a pause and not let my emotions take hold. This goes in both directions. We've seen it all year last year when Elon started selling in December of 2021. We saw that we were feeling those emotions. Elon selling. So, one of the things that I try to do on here is make sure that we keep our emotions in check. Definitely feel them. I mean, you're feeling excited, feel excited. If you're feeling upset because the stock price is coming down, it's okay to feel that way, but it's not healthy to let your emotions make the decisions for you when it comes to your portfolio. So, this is where I take a step back and I look at things from all different perspectives. So, one of the perspectives that I look at is realistically, when we look at the macro economy, nothing has changed. We are still in the same position that we were. Inflation has been coming down steadily, just as it has been for the last 7 or 8 months. We are seeing the interest rates still going up. We have the FOMC meeting that is going on next week. We are most likely going to be getting a 25 basis point hike. We might get a 50 basis point hike. We don't know yet on that. So the Fed has not given us that signal that they are going to pause yet. The Fed still is running off their balance sheet. They still need to pull a lot of money out of the economy. So there is a lot going on still with the macro environment. So, yes, Tesla's going on this very nice run. The whole entire market has been kind of more risk on lately. Risk on means that equities and more high growth stocks are more apt to be bought in and start running a little bit. But one of the things that I look at as well is people who are professional traders in the market, a lot of these hedge funds as well, this is how they make their money. They swing hedges both directions. When we're in a market, which is basically a bear market that we have been in with a declining economy, what ends up happening is they will manipulate emotions up and down in order to take money. Now they've pushed us into a FOMO state where people are like, ooh, I want to get as much money in as possible because I don't know if it's ever going to come back to these levels again. Then what happens? They pull the rug out from underneath us and they short the stocks. This is how they make their money on the way back down. They do that. They get our emotions turning in the other direction. We start getting all frustrated again. Then we start to sell. Retail capitulates. it just keeps on following that cycle over and over again. And that is something that we might end up seeing for this year. So I don't want to be bearish. I'm not trying to say that, we're not going back to the moon. I do think we are, but taking a look at the charts, and I am going to get into some gaps this weekend, but we just created a monster gap today. If we go up and jump again tomorrow, that's another gap. We have that gap that goes down to 122. We have another one that goes down to 114. Those were created very recently. There is a chance that we will pull back down to those levels. I don't know if we are going to break under 100. We still have Elon coming out on the earnings call saying that we could still see a pretty deep recession. If that happens, who knows what's going to happen with the stock price? Elon said it could pull down to levels that are totally unexpected. If that happens, I know I am going to be a buyer, but I want to be ready for that if that happens. So, my plan right now, and I'm going to share my strategy with you guys. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just what I am doing. I am not selling any of my Tesla shares in my main portfolio. I will not do that. My goal right now is to get as much cash as possible built up so that if we do get that pullback, I will be able to buy more at those lower levels. That has been my plan and strategy all year. And I'm going to double down on that right now because I think this year, as I've said before, is going to be the best year we could potentially buy for the next 10 years. And again, it's going to be stretched out over the entire course of the year. I don't know when it could come down if it does. I don't know what level it could come down to. I just know that I want to be ready for it if that does end up happening. If it doesn't, I'll still have more cash freed up to be able to buy in, even if it is at a higher level. I'm still fine with that because my long term thesis is so strong. I will be sharing this weekend my updated Tesla Air video. I'll be updating all of my valuation model and I'll share it with all of you guys on here. Again, I do share that on a weekly basis with all of my members and patrons, but this weekend I will share it with everyone on here so you guys can see my price targets through 2033. And so, what my strategy is going to be is I'm going to be taking a look at my entire portfolio. I think the entire market is going to do a pullback collectively. So, it's not going to be Tesla specific. So, I'm going to take a look at any of the stocks that I have right now that have run up a little bit. I'm still in the red for all of them. So I took a hit all last year, just like most everybody else who is out there. So for me, I'm going to be taking a look at these stocks and say, you know what? Maybe I just cut my losses. If it runs up a little bit, maybe I'm just not losing as much, but I want to have that cash on hand for more Tesla. My goal is still to get to 200 shares by the end of the year. In order for me to do that, I'm going to need more cash available to me. And so I'm going to take a look at a few of my stocks. Like I've got Google, I've got Disney, I've got Beachbody, I've got Neo. I have a bunch of stocks that, I do think that they're going to be fine long term. But if we get into a deep recession, companies like a Beachbody might be hurting. Neo, who knows what's going to happen? I think the Chinese government might save them either way. But, for me, it's something that I don't mind freeing up that cash because if we do get a pullback and I want to get back into that stock, I could probably buy it for lower anyway. But again, my focus is more shares of Tesla. So I'm going to be taking a look at all of that this weekend, and I'll share it with you guys when we do my Tesla Air video so that this way you guys can see exactly what I am doing with my portfolio. And so now looking at things from a fundamental standpoint, again, I don't know what's going to happen with the stock this year. I think we might see another pullback, but again, I'm not bearish. One of the things that I really like to pay attention to are, again, the fundamentals of the company. Tesla just showed yesterday that the fundamentals are still extremely strong. They are not wavering whatsoever. So if this is going to be the case going forward, we need to start looking at the competition. Who else is out there? Is there even anybody out there who is going to be competing with Tesla? That to me is another big fundamental piece in the future. So if we do get this pullback, that to me is just a very big green flag for me to go out there and buy more. Because when we do come out of this, that just means Tesla is going to be even stronger, and the prices that we pull back to are going to be an amazing gift. And when we look at these fundamentals, we've got Tobias Lind coming out here saying, midnight at Giga Berlin, third shift is at work, but it's still much smaller than the normal shifts. So we know that we are building up to the third shift growing over there in Berlin. We know that that just started, but we also know that Tesla is one of the only companies over there right now who is actually able to hire people. They have been struggling over there, just like we are here in the US, trying to find good help. Tesla's doing that because Tesla is a compelling company that people want to work for. And that holds true over in Berlin also. So Tesla drawing in the talent, and this is what they do. They drop their factories where the talent is, they draw the talent in. And Tesla is just proving that here with Giga Berlin. And speaking of competition, we've got Holmar's catalog coming out saying things are changing really fast. Can you feel the electricity in the air? The announcement that Akio Toyoda will step down as chief executive of the world's top selling automotive maker on April 1st came just hours after Musk used a quarterly earnings call to declare that Tesla was now the auto industry's leader in profitability and manufacturing efficiency, the crown Toyota held for 3 decades. And James Catt also shared this story, and we had one of our longtime subscribers to our channel here, Blue Collar Disruptor, replying to this saying, as Joe Justice explained, Akio wasn't supposed to step down until 2028 to 2029. This move was not planned. It's a sign of pure panic. The replacement, Sato, is a traditional petrol head, not an EV advocate. Toyota has hit the iceberg. And of course, we don't know the exact reasons why he is stepping down, but you start lining up all this different information. Tesla comes out with their earnings. All of a sudden, Toyota steps down. We know that they were late to the game. They've been dragging their feet on this, not thinking that the EV revolution was actually going to happen. Now they're so late. I mean, the last we had heard, they weren't even going to be working on things until the end of the decade. So if that's the case, then they might not be around. I don't even know. I mean, we've talked about which legacy automotive maker is going to fall first. Sometimes the biggest fall the hardest. And we've seen that. And we're also hearing about VW pushing things off to the end of the decade also. So you guys can let me know in the comments below which legacy automotive you think is going to fall first. But my gosh, right now, Toyota's not looking strong. So unless they come out with some massive plans, I don't know what they're going to do. And to me, it almost seems like between what Toyota has done, what VW has done, what GM is saying that they are going to be doing, coming out and investing almost $1 billion on a new V8 engine for their gas vehicles. It's almost like Legacy Auto has seen that they cannot compete with Tesla in the EV space, and they're really trying to squash EVs altogether. To me, it seems like that. You guys can let me know yourselves what you think on this, but it almost seems like they did not think that adoption was going to move as quickly as it is, and they know full well they cannot keep up, and Tesla can. Tesla is controlling the EV market. Tesla just decided themselves that, guess what? Deflation is coming, and Tesla's the one who decided that. So you want to compete with Tesla? You got to drop your prices. By the way, you're not making any money on your EVs. This is why they have been focusing on their ICE vehicles. That, to me, is my take on it. And I have a feeling we may see more of this. And now the battle is really going to come down to where are EVs going to go? So the pressure that Tesla is putting on right now to produce and deliver as many vehicles as possible is even more pertinent than ever. Because if nobody else in the automotive market is even going to be making the efforts that are needed to drive the EV adoption forward, Tesla's just going to say, screw it, we'll do it ourselves. That's just how Tesla operates. If they go out there and they say, hey, we need some help with lithium refining, and nobody else steps up, Tesla's going to do it. If nobody else is going to step up and move at the pace of Tesla, Tesla's just going to do it themselves. And if nobody else is going to step up to move EV adoption forward faster, Tesla's just going to do it themselves. And that, to me, is another reason why we are going to see Tesla come out of this year even stronger than they were before, even if the stock price does pull back. This is why I am so excited about this. So I am super excited about the 11% move today. I hope we do go up more tomorrow, but I'm also cautious and following those near-term charts. Again, near-term, that is all I am looking at, is the very near term, and it's all macro related, not Tesla related. And that is extremely important, because when it's not Tesla related and Tesla is getting stronger during a weak economy, when the economy becomes strong again, other players are going to struggle coming out of it, while Tesla is going to be running strong. This is why I am so excited. So I hope you guys are ready for an awesome, awesome year this year. This just kicked it all off for me. I cannot wait to see what happens. So I can't wait to share with you guys my price targets through 2033 this weekend. Otherwise, let me know how you guys feel today about how the stock moved up 11%. And I thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all of your support. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.